Hey everybody, and welcome to Windies 2013, my award show honoring some of my favorite games from the past year. For this video, I'm going to be talking about my picks for what I've called the Major Leagues Award, going to my favorite Greenlit games of 2013. When I did these videos last year, Greenlight was still a pretty new thing that had only pushed a few games onto Steam itself. But this year, hundreds of games, including some of the year's very best titles, made it through, so there was a lot of competition to choose from. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 3. Cook Serve Delicious. Cook Serve Delicious is one of those games that, on paper, sounds like it's totally boring, but after seeing it in action, everybody understands what makes it so appealing. In the game, you're tasked with opening your own restaurant and managing it properly as it goes from a 1-star hole-in-the-wall to a 5-star Zagat-worthy establishment. However, unlike most games in the genre, the focus isn't on either behind-the-scenes spreadsheet-style management or Diner Dash-style time management gameplay. Rather, you primarily play as the cook, with diners coming in and ordering dishes of increasing complexity that you have to put together by hammering out a sequence of keyboard commands that make it almost more similar to a rhythm game or the combos of a fighting game than you'd actually expect on first glance. The game becomes increasingly harrowing as more and more diners show up, each wanting their own personalized take on dishes like soups, lasagna, and breakfast sandwiches, until you hit the breaking point and the whole house of cards falls down. I can't recommend Cook Serve Delicious enough, and although it's out on Steam now, it's a damn shame that it took so long to be greenlit in the first place. Number 2. Papers, Please. The more you play Papers, Please, the more you realize what an amazing accomplishment it is. At first, most people, myself included, are drawn in by the fact that even though it seems like role-playing as a post-Soviet era border guard and cross-checking travel documents to ensure validity would be boring as hell, it's actually strangely addictive. And I'll admit, it was mostly on those merits that I recommended the game both when I played the demo and at the time of its retail release after it was greenlit. However, beyond the satisfaction of the moment-to-moment gameplay, the campaign of Papers, Please is equally genius in the way that it tempts you with things like bribes and incentives to detain travelers just to make enough money to properly take care of your family. Papers, Please is a genuine Greenlight success story, and without a doubt one of the best games of the past year. Number 1. Rogue Legacy. Now that we're in December, and many people have been touting Rogue Legacy as one of the year's best games, it's easy to forget that it seemed to have come completely out of nowhere when its first trailer dropped last spring. Celador Games were able to capitalize on that excitement and get Rogue Legacy greenlit in a matter of weeks, providing one of the year's best examples of Greenlight working as intended. And of course, everybody knows the rest of the story. Rogue Legacy came out this summer, and its Castlevania meets roguelite gameplay swallowed the days and nights of hundreds of thousands of players. The wildly different starting attributes and abilities of characters made every life feel like a dice roll, and the ability to turn your previous life's rewards into tangible upgrades for your successors gave the game a real sense of continued progress that's missing from other games of this type, for better or for worse. In the end, Rogue Legacy was one of the year's most addictive games and my pick for best Greenlight game of 2013.
Hello, this is J Smith OTI, and my choice for Greenlight Game of the Year goes to The Yogg. Developed by Damien Sommer, The Yogg immediately mesmerized me with its charm, its art style, but above all, I was blown away by the stories within. There are so many twists and turns the game can take the player through that it's hard to imagine I've even found all of the possibilities.
So there you have my selections for the best Greenlit games of the year. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comments below, as I'm very interested to see what your picks are from such a huge selection. And as always, make sure to tune in right here for more Windies 2013.